On the 17th of November this very year, while you were in Lira City, police say you drew a gun. Why were you drawing a gun?
I drew a gun on the 17th November. It was a Sunday. And by the time that happened, I had been under serious pressure and I was seemingly in serious danger. I was being assaulted through verbal attack and aggression. In Lango, we are having a kind of a camp of cultural leadership. One camp led by the current paramount chief, His Highness Joshua Mudurebi, and another camp led by one engineer, Michael Odongokune, who has been rivaling the throne of Lango for the last close to 10 years. Before that particular day, they had attacked my vehicle on the 1st of November, immediately after the court ruling, breaking all the windows of my car and hurting my driver and my local guard who were in the car and one other boy who was also in my car. I was not in the car, I was home. So remembering that these are a group that are really hostile, and I was fearing that they would actually be hostile, I knew by the time they became so aggressive on me, blocking my exit, and I knew I would now be in danger. That is why I eventually jumped 5 steps away and pulled a pistol and told them, I am harmed, please don't come any nearer me any further. Stop where you are and let me get out of this place. The side where I had come from was already covered by them. So I was trying to get an exit from a different side. Long story short, the police came, of course, trying to, right now they told me they were trying to protect me. And yes, I realized that they were, one stood in front, one stood behind, and I told them, my gun is complicated, be careful, because it is loaded. So let me manage it until we get out of here. Let's go to the police station. Let's get out of here, get me out of here. So we tried to move, but they still came and overpowered the police. Some of them still came and physically assaulted me. It did not just end with verbal attack, but they eventually raped me, they tortured me. And
who was wrestling you to the ground?
I was not necessarily wrestled to the ground. I fell because of a trench. We were trying to walk on a very narrow path with the police, trying to get our way out of that place and go to the police station.
I want to know, at the time when you were drawing the gun, were the policemen around?
I was not, I'd seen the policemen when I was driving in, but they was in their post, different locations. But where the meeting was, there was no police officer. They came in when
so
now
how did they come in just a matter of seconds?
They came because the commotion had started. As soon as I arrived, these people started commotion, shouting, get out of here, we don't want you, get out of here. And yet they were drawing closer to me. So the police saw that there is commotion and they came running to the place.
In other words, did the police disarm you?
I gave my gun to the police and told him to run to the police as soon as possible. And that is exactly what
you handed it to the police at what point? When that commotion was going on? Or
I didn't want the civilian
police officers were the ones who grabbed you and ensured that they got that gun?
I didn't want the gun to be in the hands of civilians. 2, my gun is complicated. And I want the police officer...
How complicated?
It is always loaded, first of all. So if somebody gets it anyhow, it can easily go off.
So someone would imagine that you became so angry and that's why you are pulling out a gun. Could it be?
I was very calm. My only concern was my safety. And if I was hungry, Sudhir, I know how to use my hands for the self-defense, leave alone the gun. My hand, my elbows, my knees can be used for the self-defense. But I was cool. I did not explode in any way of anger.
So did you report this matter after the incident?
After the incident, I went straight to Lira Central Police Station and reported the case of assault against me. We actually stayed and waited for more people to come from the incident, including the resident resident commissioners who were there, and other government officials, plus other clan leaders who came, and there was a very professional analysis of the entire situation.
How do you intend to bridge the gap, or how do you intend to extend an olive branch to the rivaling groups?
There have to be opportunity for people to forgive one another. And most importantly, we need to accept a middle ground. We need to find middle grounds and build bridges and break walls that divide us. Some of these walls can be our personal interests, can be political interests, can be greed for money.
And as all this is happening and brewing up, you wake up to a letter that you have been recalled from service as an ambassador. Did that shock you?
Well, I think I'm not shocked, because to me, I don't believe they are going to stand on that recall. I think that recall was made in error. And any other communication that was made that came together with that recall, I still believe it was made in error. Because one, it referred to a social media publication, which was biased. Because if I'm to talk about the person who was engineering this social media, his intention definitely was to make sure that I'm harmed.
Have you had a discussion with your boss in regard to the recalling you from duty?
First of all, I did not...
Or did they listen to you?
I wrote myself on the 18th, immediately.
After the incident.
And that letter is available, I can share with you, it's public document. I wrote immediately to inform my bosses of an unfortunate circumstances I found myself in. I am the victim in the situation. My life was in danger. I drew the gun not to play around, not to scare people. I scared people who were after my life.
So have you tried to petition in regard to challenge the recall?
It is not necessarily petitioning. I have written, showing cause why I'm not supposed to be disciplined.
Do you regret having drawn a gun at that time?
No, I don't regret a thing. I don't regret anything.
For your time.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate too.
Good.
I hope this was okay.
It was okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.